Namaste, Jai Bharat. Pakistan is so fragmented that they wanted a battle immediately with Bharat to compensate their getting fragmented. They're so badly fragmented. So for them, a war with Bharat is really, really drastically necessary, without which their fragmenting themselves shall go on. So they would do everything, they had been doing everything to create a situation where Bharat has to attack. They wouldn't want to attack first because then again tables will turn. They want Bharat to attack, and then they want to cry to the world that they want to play the victim card. The whole thing in Bharat is in Pakistan is that there is this problem, the Pakistani Punjabi problem. Right in the beginning, let me say, there is absolutely no comparison between the Punjabis of Bharat and Punjabis of Pakistan. The characters of the character of the Punjabis of Pakistan is diagonally opposite to the character of Bharatiya Punjabis, the Sikhs, Hindus, whosoever, Jains, of course. Diagonally opposite. Our people are hardworking, honest, sincere, and very proud, self-respecting. None of these characters are simply applicable to the Pakistani Muslim Punjabis. They have lost all those things already. They have lost. They are shameless. They don't want to work. They want things just like that, free, and all those things. Just exactly opposite. That appears to be a contradiction. Why the same people have opposite characters? They do have. Go to the ground level, you understand how different they are. And they have this habit of dominating. They don't have a habit of dominating in Bharat. But somehow, the Punjabis of Pakistan have the habit of dominating all others. They dominate all other linguistic community. In reality, the Punjabi domination of others takes place sometime quite after the separation of Pakistan from Bharat. Prior to that, it was not the case. The whole idea of Pakistan and the whole idea of two nation theory subsequently originates with many people those days, especially after 1857 fist struggle for independence, where the Muslim leaders of that time thought that the British would hand over Bharat to the Mughals, and they also worked towards that in order to make it. They brought Bahadur Shah Zafar to Delhi, etc. That's history, and need not repeat. They thought, but then in time, during the 1857 freedom struggle movement, they realized that that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be the case because Bharat will go into democracy because democracy is nothing new to Bharatiya tradition and Sanskriti. So if it is democracy, they will not have majority and all kinds of fear. The leadership in the Muslim leadership in Bharat thought. In the meantime, Syed Ahmad Khan, like people, wanted a separate Muslim party juxtaposing the Indian National Congress. And people like Badruddin Tayyibji of Mumbai was opposing Syed Ahmad Khan. But then this, we want a separate party, we want our space, started from then onwards. But in 1905, there was this Minto Moli reformation just gone, and then the thought of dividing Bengal into Hindu Bengal and Muslim Bengal. And 1905, Bengal was divided as Muslim and Hindu in those categories. And in 1906, those who wanted, I forgot, there are quite a few people who wanted a separate Muslim party. Those who wanted Muslim party were able to form a Muslim party at the instance of the Nawab of Dhaka those days. And that is All India Muslim League, which of course gets converted into Indian Union Muslim League after Pakistan has become separated from Bharat. It's the same kind of thing which renames itself because All India Muslim League loses significance after the partition. During that time, there was no question of Punjabi domination because in Bharat, Punjabis don't have such characters. They work with everyone else. We don't even realize who is what in Bharat actually. Such things are not there. So those days, the matters of all the affairs of the All India Muslim League was conducted and run by the Urdu-speaking Muslims of Bharat. The Urdu-speaking Muslims were really the archetype people who wanted separate nation, not anyone else. The Urdu-speaking Muslims. So much so, the Dakhini Urdu, that is the South Indian Urdu-speaking people, the Dakshina Urdu is called Deccan Urdu. The Deccan Urdu-speaking people from Hyderabad also had supported this two-nation theory in time. Not right at the beginning, in time. They also have a Latif scheme. Muhammad Latif was teaching in Osmania University. I think he was teaching English literature. He came out with the two-nation scheme. So many people came out with the two-nation scheme and theory. Many schemes were there, which of course Jinnah refused. Jinnah kept refusing until the Lahore Declaration. That also, so reluctantly he made a call. It's only very reluctantly Jinnah made the call. So it's only all this time there was no question of Punjabi domination. It was the Urdu-speaking Muslims who were leading. So much so, because of the inherent characters of the Punjabis within All India Muslim League, that's a Muslim Punjabis, they are trying to take high hand. These Urdu-speaking people suppressed the Punjabis. The Punjabis were never given an opportunity to come forward and speak by the Urdu-speaking Muslims of within All India Muslim League. You see, Muhammad Iqbal was not given his due. Muhammad Iqbal was given an opportunity to speak in the annual conference session as president of annual conference. I think it's somewhere in 40s if I'm right. Allahabad. Allahabad those days, today Prayagraj. The name of the place is Prayagraj. No, those days Allahabad. At Allahabad, he was able to make the presidential address as president of the annual conference of All India Muslim League. You know how that happened? It only happened because other Muslim League leaders were not in Bharat those days. They were in the roundtable conference in London. So they had nobody. That's how Muhammad Iqbal, the poet, and also very educated man, he's a PhD in philosophy. Muhammad Iqbal somehow got an opportunity to make the presidential address. 1940, if I'm right, I'm not very sure, of the Allahabad, the All India Muslim League Congress actually. It's there he spoke of Islam in his presidential address. 2-3 things he said. He wanted to philosophize the concept of Islam, and he says Islam is a unity, which of course so badly demonstrated against his thought. Subsequent developments and history very drastically opposes the proposal of Muhammad Iqbal that Islam is a unity. But the second thing is more or less correct in their perspective, which is destructive. Then he says Islam is a polity. Islam is a unity and Islam is a polity, and all Muslims should belong to this. This kind of a thing he spoke in his presidential address, and when printed, this presidential address came into 22 pages in print form, and very effective. That's the first time Punjabi gets an opportunity. You think about other case of Rahmat Ali. Rahmat Ali is a Punjabi from Hoshiarpur in Bharat today, Bharat's Punjab. And Rahmat Ali is the one who conceived the term Pakistan. Rahmat Ali is the one who created a map of Pakistan. Rahmat Ali is the one person who even designed a flag for Pakistan. He was continuously working for the separate Pakistan from London. He went to London and studied law. He also created some friends. But the Indian Union Muslim League did not allow him to get into any important position in IUML. He had to do all alone whatever he wanted to do, and he had been doing. When Pakistan is separated from Bharat as Pakistan, in all enthusiasm, Rahmat Ali came back to live in Pakistan, but very cleverly, Jinnah's regime at that time just sent him back, ousted, did not entertain that Punjabi. He went back to London and died there, was buried there. So Rahmat Ali should have been made the father of a nation, should have been, if they wanted any, because he is the one who did everything. But just because of the reason he is a Punjabi, they did not accept. Because they anticipated that Punjabi shall dominate them to the end of the world. They feared that. We have no such ideas that the Punjabis will dominate, because our Punjabis, Hindu Punjabis, Sikh Punjabis never dominated. On the other hand, they were the ones who helped others maximum. I don't know how this contrast evolved between Punjabis of Bharat and Punjabis of Pakistan. I don't understand how it is. How it's worth studying that how this Islamization has made them so selfish. The Hindus and Sikhs have no problem. They are actually universally acceptable. Within Bharat also, without Bharat also. Anyway, that's not the point. So, after Pakistan becomes separate, after the Punjabis confirm the domination, the Urdu speaking Muslims become refugees. And helpless refugees. You look at that Altaf Hussain, who started Mahajir Qawmi movement. I don't know whether he is alive or not. He was doing it from London. The Mahajirs treated them as refugees just because Punjabis didn't want them. And the Punjabis do not give equal status to anyone else. Everything Punjab, everything for Punjab, everything by Punjabis. That's what they say. And that's how they behave. Now, look at this. They are already fragmented. Subsequently, slowly, as things are today, at least the Pathans and the Baluchis are up against the Punjabi regime in arms. They don't have any support, they don't have money, but they still fight. They have only our emotional support. Of course, I emotionally support the Baluchis because one can understand the kind of suppression they had to undergo, the coercion they had to undergo. So that kind of feeling I have. So the situation is going out of hand. There are problems within Pakistan. That's how this Asim Munir comes back with he picks up the two nation theory and gives a hate speech against Hindus. His sole purpose is that now, at least for the time being, let the Muslims not quarrel. Let them stand together in the name of religion. Keep Hindu as a common enemy. Simply for no reason I was speaking that. Because he wanted to continue. His turn is almost getting over. He wanted to continue. Probably he wanted to get into bigger authority. But he might not go for a military coup, because if it's a military regime, internationally they won't get much support. Democracy is a magic word for everyone. And if a military regime, military dictatorship, many people, they are not going to help you. They are not going to support you. So he doesn't want a military rule. He himself does not want to be the president, but he would have the powers and authority of president and make the president sing as his tune. That color, that art he knows. So he wanted. That's how he goes out and speaks such nonsense of separatism. Hate speech it was. Hate speech. I don't know whether he hates Hindus or not is secondary, but he made others. He spoke in such a manner others will start hating. Because he wanted to somehow manage the differences among his society through Bharat hatred, Hindu hatred, two nation theory stories, etc. And then this thing happens in Pahalgam. Then they started fearing Bharat will attack. But then this is the opportunity for them if Bharat attacks. So they want Bharat to attack. They want Bharat to attack them. They want Bharat to attack so that at least for the time being, these people were unhappy with the Punjabi domination should be silenced for some time, and that much of time only he wants. Otherwise, let the nation go to gallows, he doesn't care. He is only bothered of his own existence, his own time, and his own self. So, for the time being, he wants to get these things done, sold. So, he does all these things. He really wants a war from Bharat. Since that's not happening the way he wanted, really it doesn't happen the way he wanted. Couple of how many days have passed? There is no indication of war in his perspective. He is not getting any movement of war. So he started now making propaganda. People like Moeed, I suppose, Moeed Pirzada, Moeed, this man, Maldiv, Moizu. I think these are all similar names or same names with different local variations. I think so because there's common sense perception. This Moeed Pirzada, these days he started appearing more on YouTube, making narratives which don't exist. His narratives primarily say that some of the time he was telling Bharatiya stand is stuck. Army is stuck, once he said, because army do not know what to do in Bharat. Then he says the civil government wants the army to go for a battle and army refuses. Oh, that is simply repeated what is happening in Pakistan. The Pakistan army wants people to go and fight in Balochistan, and these people are they're running away. Now, I don't think that you can resign from any services. That word is inappropriate, as I understand. I myself was a soldier once upon a time. As I understand, it's not. I think you just can't resign. I don't know if you can resign a commission from an armed forces, but they use the word. But you can become a pagoda. You can desert and abscond. So many people are absconding from the army. But then, through some negotiations, many of them are brought back, say, you won't be punished. You won't be punished. Absconding is a very serious offense. You won't be punished, etc. Come back. That's also happening, as I heard. So it's a Pakistan army from where the soldiers are running. Even young officers are running. Or trying their best not to go for a battle. Rather, they refuse to fight. And this refusing to fight story, he puts on Bharat. Bharatiya Sena says our army is refusing to fight. Very good kind of narrative, but no one is going to take it serious. That's a matter. No one will take it serious. Whatever you say, people in Pakistan would take it serious, but in Bharat and outside Bharat, no one is going to take it serious. This is a narrative. Maybe you are paid to do that. Good. Dr. Maizu Pirzada. So such narratives they are creating, such provoking statements to make Bharat angry so that we shall do something. This is the situation. Precisely the situation. They wanted us to fight. We are already fighting through a different method. Not the kind of fight what you anticipate. We have another kind of fight. Don't forget that Chanakya was our ancestor, not yours. You lost it. So we will do in our own way. You try your best to provoke. That's what they are trying, their best to provoke. So we shall see again. Till we meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Sierra.